Okay, so now it all makes sense. Hey guys, thanks so much for clicking on the video. This is my review for BET Presents the Encore. This is season 1, episode 10. This is the season finale. Earlier today, the music, I was made aware of the release of the music for Blueprint. And when I saw the promo shot, there's no Pam. And I went live. I had to go live and talk to my people and said, where Carlos King? Where is Pam? Where the heck is Pam at? So I did a whole video and we discussed the whole thing about Pam and what we needed. Like, why is Pam not there? And did we see this on the show? Is this something going to unfold? So it was just a whole hype thing to tonight's show for me and my group of folks who watch me, because we're confused. But now that I've actually watched the show in its entirety, it all makes sense. It all makes sense. And I'm going to have to walk backwards. I'm not backpedaling. Because I meant what I said when I said it earlier. But I'm going to have to walk backwards through my statements, because I'm going to say yes, goodbye to Pam. I'm going to say yes, goodbye to Pam. They gave us an explanation, and I'm going to explain that as we go ahead and talk here. But I got some other things to say that's not going to be, ain't going to be so nice. But I'm going to say what I have to say. But before we get started, because you know I'm going to give you my honest, this is my honest. And I'll say this. Carlos King, great job on this, the whole production, fantastic. I am so here for it. I hope there is a part 2 or a season 2. I would love to see this done again, because there are tons of girl groups that are not together anymore. So definitely getting cast members shouldn't be too hard. Shouldn't be too hard. But I would love to see this done again. Now, let me go ahead and get to the things that I actually have to say. Some of it you're going to like. Some of it you probably won't like. Some folks won't like it. Some of it's going to be a little stern, but I'm going to say it. So let's get started. First things first, Sita. Sita calls the girls in, and there wasn't a whole lot of show here. It was more of a performance than anything for this actual episode. Sita calls the girls in basically just to really roll through with them real quick and just tell them, you know what, going forward, you all need to always support and love on each other, period. No matter what's going on. Support and love on each other. You all have a bond. That basically was Sita's thing. Sita, and the funny part is, as we gone through here really picking queens and all of that, you do realize who the real queen was this whole time, right? Sita. Sita was the actual queen, really, the whole time. Because no matter who they gave the queen role to, the only person's voice that ever stood and anybody really pay any attention to without any pushback this whole time is the old animated queen, Miss Sita. She was the true queen. And who was Sita working for? Carlos King. Catch those T's. Now, who was the real queen? Good evening. Okay, so I said what I said. Moving on. Ain't nothing like lending your crown, honey. nothing but your crown. Not your power, just your crown. Yeah, girl, you can wear it. It's good to be the queen. Anyway, moving on. So they went to a dress rehearsal. This is basically the day before. They went to a dress rehearsal on location, and everything was just a mess. Or this is what they wanted it to appear. This is what dress rehearsals actually look like. No, the stage is not complete. Now, the only thing, the costuming wasn't there. Something happened. They ended up, it was like a mess. The designer pulled out on them, and some other stuff happened. And there was the shoes. And there was a whole mess with wardrobe. And at the last minute, Felicia stepped in and called her personal stylist. Her name is Panda. And Panda came through because things had gotten really bad for Shamari. Shamari was like, oh, heck no. They got me, like, naked. I'm, like, the only naked one. And I don't want to look like I'm doing Candy's bedroom Candy live show while everybody else is not. And I just kind of had to laugh because when it was all over, said and done, the twins, Shamari looked cute. And when Panda came through, Shamari looked cute. Pam looked like a little boy. And the twins and Keely looked like extras from an episode of Xena. But the outfits were all black except for Pam. Pam was sticking out like a sore thumb because, quite honestly, this is where it's getting ready to go the other way, y'all. Quite honestly, Pam looked like the one male version, not version, but the one male group member. She was the odd man out. And I'm going to tell you, the first thing aesthetically that I said when they walked out and everything and they did the show, aesthetically, I said, oh, and I started laughing. And the reason why I started laughing, because it reminded me of another show. Another show that I love a whole lot that's not on the air anymore. That I felt like something was wrong with the lineup and the aesthetics of in the beginning, and that was the Sister Circle. The Sister Circle originally with Quad, it was Quad, Rashawn, you had Trina Braxton, and you had Selena Johnson. Okay, there was actually another member earlier on who was a comedian, but she was replaced by Trina. So you had the four ladies, and originally you had Funky Dineva. Funky Dineva was DJ Q. They just made up a spot for him. He was DJ Q, and he ended up, after a few weeks, there was no more Funky Dineva, and aesthetically, he didn't need to be there. And I've always said that from the beginning. I love Funky Dineva, but it is the Sister Circle. They didn't need any males, period. And then it'd have been different if they'd even tried to go the route of him being Funky Dineva, but he wasn't Funky Dineva, which I would have still said the same thing. We don't need a drag queen either. It's the Sister Circle. Sometimes, and I'm a drag queen. Okay, I'm a drag queen, and of course I love an opportunity to do something special and something groundbreaking. I love the opportunity. But some things, if it's a girl gig, it's a girl gig. And that's what the Sister Circle was. It's a girl, it was, for me, it's a girl gig. It's women giving their take on what is going on in social media and, you know, celebrity news and all. It's a girl thing, and it's cool. It's cool for the girls to have their thing by themselves. Like The View. We don't need a male on The View. The View is women's take on these issues, and it's a girls thing. And they have guests that are male, but the core of The View is female. And that's okay. It doesn't need a trans woman. It doesn't need a drag queen. So I always felt like aesthetically, Q had no place there. You know, they bye. And once he was gone, it just gelled and it just rolled for as long as they were on. And I felt like that from the beginning, and I felt like that with this. And that is why I started laughing. When I looked at them, when they were all on stage, it looked like the Sister Circle to me, and Pam was the Funky Dineva of Blueprint. They don't need Pam. Aesthetically, she doesn't fit in. She doesn't fit in. And it went more than that. Like, she's just not their vibe. She doesn't fit in with the vibe. It is a girl group, and it's a feminine girl group. With her group, with Total, it worked. Her more hard edge worked. But for this group, it just this group of women, it just her aesthetics just did not fit in. It looked very odd. It looked very odd, and it was very distracting. It was very distracting. It was like, I kept looking at Pam, and then I'm listening to it. We're going to get into the music in a minute, but when I'm just looking at it, again, it just looked like there was one boy and a girl group, and they weren't like a family group. They weren't the Jets. She just looked like the odd man out. She looked like their hype man. It's what she looked like, and their group don't need a hype man. So that just, wardrobe, that didn't work at all. That didn't work at all. And I think, no, because then even musically, it just wasn't working. It just wasn't working. And we found out at the very end, they flashed on the screen that once everything wrapped, Pam actually made the choice not to be in the group anymore. That she was going on, and she's going to continue doing her music, but she's pursuing a career in gospel music. So kudos to Pam, and I wish her the best doing that. But yeah, aesthetically, it just did not fit. It didn't fit with what they were doing. The Blueprint, and it just didn't fit. That whole, aesthetically, it didn't fit. And that's it. I said what I said. And some people are not going to like it, but that's all right, because that's how I feel. So get on down in the comments and say what you will. And again, I'm not discriminating. I am part of the LGBTQIA, but it is what it is. When I looked at the group, aesthetically, she didn't fit in. Her style didn't fit in. She's not comfortable with the style of the group. Even if they'd have put her in another situation or another outfit, it just wasn't going to fit in. Then we don't have her on stage. That was the other thing. We don't have her on stage. She's literally only on stage for what? She came out during one of the songs, and she was literally like the hype man. And I'm like, what is this? It was odd to me. It was very odd, and it didn't work. It didn't work. Her hard edge over on Total worked. And even when she was in Total, her hard edge wasn't as hard as her hard edge here. She still was more, she was more feminine when she was in Total. When she was in Total, she was more feminine. It just, I don't know, it just didn't, aesthetically, it just didn't work. It didn't work. Maybe if the songs were written differently. Because the vocals didn't go along with that. Even when she was in Total, her role in the group, let's be honest, her role in the group of Total, she could have been a boy, and it would have actually worked with her and the other two girls. If it would have been a boy that actually did Pam's parts in Total, it would have worked. Here, it just looked odd. It was just off. Everything was soft and airy and not edgy. What they had her singing wasn't edgy. But then you're looking at her, and She's looking like she should be up there with MC Hammer and the crew. She was the hype man, and it didn't need a hype man. It was just off for me. It just didn't look right. It was off aesthetically for me. It just was distracting. And then her voice. I'm gonna say this about the songs. Okay, I'm gonna say this about the songs. I like Bird's Eye View was okay. Bird's Eye View was all right. It's okay. It's okay. I like Talking. The song Talking, I like it. I like it. But again, Pam's part wasn't needed. Because what did she do? She came in with some oohs and ahs for the most part. There's a couple of oohs and ahs, and she basically walked through them like a hype man. It was like a hype man, like Lil Wayne or somebody came through and did a feature. That's what it felt like a rap went there. And you know what? It very easily could have been. That song could be remixed because the way the song is done, it could very easily remix and put a rap in there, and then Pam would have fit in. If they had Pam rapping, it would have fit in. It would have fit. Any girl with a hard edge like that, or a boy, could have made it work. They could have put an MC Light in there. They could put... See, if they put another girl... Well, no, it could work because, yeah. A boy could work in that spot, or a more harder edge woman could work if she rapping. But oohs and ahs and then looking like Lil Wayne, no, it was weird. It didn't... They were doing all this other stuff, and she came out and she was a distraction. She just didn't fit in anyway. The gospel song, listen, the chorus is good. This is what we've always heard. All of this season, we've heard the chorus of the gospel song. But then when we heard Pam singing it, the full out song, it's a no for me. It's a no for me. Yeah, I'm not going to apologize for it. This is just what I got. Again, I still love it. I still love everything about the show. But the final product, I'm just giving you my opinion on the final project. I will not be purchasing the album because I'm not going to listen to it. I'm not going to listen to that album. I only literally like the Talking song. I might buy... No, I'm not going to buy Talking either, and I'm going to tell you why. Keely's voice is like nails on a chalkboard to me. I don't need no Pam on this project. I don't need no Keely on this project. And quite honestly, when I say I have to backwards walk through my comments from earlier on, Aubrey and Nivea would work. Aubrey didn't work on the gospel song, but on songs like Talking, Aubrey would have worked. Aubrey would have worked. Aubrey could have worked on Bird's Eye View too. It's just on the gospel song, it was a complete no for Aubrey, and she was checked out by that time. But no, but on Talking, Aubrey would have fit in perfect on Talking, because Talking sounds like a song that Danity Kane would have actually done. Aubrey would have sounded good on there. Nivea is needed on all the tracks. They need Nivea's voice back on all the tracks, period. So basically what I got right here for Blueprint, Pam's gone. That's good. It was just she didn't feel like she fit in either, obviously. So Pam's gone. So now we got the four. We got Keely, the twins, and we got Shamari. Get rid of Keely too. Bye, Keely. And Keely's still playing the same game. As we were leaving and wrapping the show up, Keely was fussing about, you know, well, if I was going to do a girl, you still too unsure, so we can't book nothing playing around with you. Because once you go home, back to your family, now we can't really bully you to being where you're supposed to be, doing what you're supposed to do. And she don't want to do it. Y'all can leave her alone. Shamari and the twins, go on and do what y'all going to do. Y'all just go on and be a trio and do what y'all going to do. And everything will be fine. Everything will be fine. But honestly, for the best turn, to take this whole thing to another level, and I think it would take it to a whole different level. Aubrey and Nivea they would have worked. They actually would have worked. They would have worked. They really would have. I really believe it. I think they would have. Nivea's voice was definitely needed. And Aubrey, I think, would have definitely added something. She would have added something. I did not like Keely at all. At all. Every time she started singing, I was just like, I just couldn't do it. Her voice, just, again, nails on chalkboard. Nails on the chalkboard. I don't know. And it's not, I'm not saying that she can't sing. I'm not saying that. She just can't sing this. You know, at this point, I think her voice would be perfectly suited for Baby Shark, do 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 do, Baby Shark, something like that. I love you, you love me, something like that. But this grown woman's music, this young lady's music, this women's empowerment situation, mm-mm. Mm-mm. Bye. Bye-bye. And that's literally where I said I would not buy this. It's Keely's voice. Every time she opens her mouth, I can hear her. And I'm like, nope. I don't want no parts of that. I don't want no parts of that whatsoever. And I got one more thing that I'm going to say. And I know y'all are sick of me at this point. Like, just rude, honey. And I'm not trying to be rude. I'm just being honest. I've sat here for 10 episodes, and this is what I got out of my whole stint. And I still love the show, and I still enjoyed every moment. I'm a fan, and I'll promote. But yeah, I'm being honest. So listen, them wigs, the twins, take them wigs and throw them in the nearest garbage can. And then don't give them to nobody else. Just throw them in the nearest garbage can. One, they're too heavy. They're too heavy. And they're not flattering at all. You two are too short to have that much hair on. It just literally swallowed you up. It swallowed you up. You all look like little girls playing in women's clothing. And it was the wigs. I kept looking and I kept looking. I'm like, first of all, they're too small. They're too small for all that hair. That Jodie Watley hair, Jodie Watley's tall. She's a tall woman. That's why she's able to do all that. And the hair was actually adding weight to Felicia. It's making Felicia look fuller in the face and in the body. It was too much volume and too much length for both of them. Y'all are too small for all that hair. And the hair became very distracting. And it just wasn't even nice looking hair. And what y'all also might want to do, switch hair colors. One of y'all be a number 1B, and one of y'all go on and go into the reds. One of y'all, stop, y'all are grown. Y'all grown. One of y'all go red, and the other one go 1B. And y'all can switch it up, back and forth if y'all want to. Y'all need to change, stop dressing alike. They were literally, they got the same wig, just moved the part. No. One of y'all, they need to change the hair color. Change the hair color or change your hairstyle. You can change one into a completely different hairstyle. But the hair being exactly alike, wanting to look like twins, cut it loose. Cut it loose. And that will add to the aesthetic of the girl group. It'll give y'all the whole thing like within Vogue, you know who's who. They're all together, but you know they're individuals. Danity Kane, they were all individuals. They were all individuals. Y'all don't have a Supremes type of vibe. If y'all had a Supremes type of vibe or an Emotions type of vibe, it would be cool. But the girl groups don't do that anymore. Even down to where it was just a duo. When we had Change of Faces, we knew one girl from the other. Even 702. 702 used to dress alike for the most part. But it'd be different colors or different versions of it. You know who's who. Destiny's Child, same thing. They pretty much dressed alike, but it was different versions of what they're wearing, and it went with their personalities. That's what y'all need to do aesthetically. The twins, you all need to cut your string here aesthetically. But them wigs, throw them in the nearest garbage can. Those wigs were awful, and they were definitely drawing attention, and it was bad attention. They were swallowing you all up. You're pretty girls. Totally pretty girls. Show your face. I would love to see you all in something short. Really. I really would. I would love to see you all in something short. Yep. Anyway, so that's basically it. And that's a wrap. That's a wrap on that. I don't have anything else to say. I think I said enough. And I'll end with, I did love the show. I did love the show, all 10 episodes. I think I like this, the last episode, least of all. Episode 9 and 10 were just like, you know, but still, it's a good show. I definitely hope they do it again. I really do hope that they continue on and do this again with a different group of ladies, different group of producers, get new producers, and yeah. Anyway, that's it. I'm out. That's a wrap on BET Presents the Encore. I hope they come back. I do. I hope they come back. And if they do, meet me here on the couch. Later.